So do you want the good news or the bad news first? Well, depending on which video you clicked first is going to let you know. Today I'm going to go into the 10 things I hate about my F-150 Lariat 5.0. Let's just jump right into it. Hey guys, and welcome back to an all new Cold Culture automotive video. Before I get started, I just want to say, if this isn't your first time to the channel, please make sure you subscribe. Subscribing really helps me and the channel out and allows me to do bigger and better things without doing this in any particular order, because of the fact that honestly they're all kind of close to me. There's really only one thing above all that stands out that I hate more than everything about this truck, and I'll save that one for last. How about that? Is that fair? So make sure you stay to the end to see that one. This is something that I feel like a lot of people aren't going to have a problem with, but unfortunately I do, and that is with the FX4 system. Now, if you didn't know, my truck is an FX4, and I love that it's an FX4 in the sense of the skid plates and stuff. The suspension's whatever. It actually does better than I thought it was gonna do. But here's my thing about it. And the reason why I say FX4, well, it's not really about the FX4. It's that I hate that you don't have any of those actually good off-road options on a 5.0. It doesn't make any sense why Ford doesn't offer this. People have asked me, why didn't you get a Tremor? Why didn't you just get a Raptor? Well, you can only get both of those in the 3.5. And I like 3.5. There's no hate on 3.5. You just can't supercharge 3.5. The 3.5 sounds like a really aggressive blender unless it's on the new Raptor. And even on the new Raptor, it kind of sounds similar to like a GTR in that way, but it doesn't have that V8 love that I want and want to be a part of. So that's very frustrating. It's frustrating that you can't option out a lot of things. Like on an FX4, these tires that come on an FX4, how are they off-roady? They're all season, but that doesn't make anything off-roady. Plus they got big old rims on them. It's for an FX4 package, similar to how they allow you to option things like this on a Bronco. I should have been able to option like 35 by 12s on like a 17-inch rim. That would be a nice option to be able to put on your FX4 package and actually make it an off-road package, not just some sleazy skid plate and a little bit stiffer suspension and one extra drive mode. Now we may as well get this one out of the way because I know it's going to be a big problem for a lot of you guys out there. I'm in Southern California. Trust me, I feel the pain, but it's going to be the gas mileage. Now the gas mileage on the 5.0 is not horrible. I think it's better than the competitors' V8s. At the same time, it's still not great. Currently, I am getting, let's see, 14.6 MPG. I'm only driving in town, that's why it's like that. If I drove on the highway, I would get a better MPG, but I don't. I only drive in town, so that's what I'm getting. And with gas prices being super duper expensive, even Biden's gas of E85 is still pretty expensive in my area. There's really no way of getting around it. Now, the reason why I say I just want to get this out of the way is I know this might hurt a lot of you guys out there, and trust me, it's not like it's not hurting me, but I got the V8. I knew what I was getting into, so I'm not going to really complain about it. I just mostly put it on this list for you guys. Something else that definitely needs to be mentioned is everything they took away from the 2022s that were on the 2021s. Whether it be the ambient lighting in the cup holders, or now you have to get the bed utility package, or the lighting in the glove box, all types of stuff. There's a lot of things kind of stripped away from us. Just creature comforts like the temperature gauge being on the dial itself. I think that looks more premium. They took that away. It's on the screen. It's just another thing that you have to look up for. It's not a big deal. None of those things are a big deal. It just sucks that they took them away because it felt like Ford was kind of cheaping out there. Something that I'm sure a lot of people haven't taken note of, or maybe you have but really haven't thought about it too much, it's going to be these leather seats. The reason why this is going to make it on my list is they're perforated, and they're perforated for that cooling and heating system, but the holes are so large that I feel like these leather seats aren't going to hold up all that long. Ford has had very good quality stuff in the past. They've had very bad quality stuff in the past. These seats, well, I guess only time will tell, but I don't think they're going to hold up all that long. It's not the end of the world for someone like me, because I kind of want to do like a red cat skin custom job on the inside eventually anyway. I won't do that until something starts to tear, but if you're buying a $60,000 truck, you shouldn't be waiting for anything to tear. Another one that's going to make it on the list, which is actually a reason why I bought the F-150, and this is going to be a dual thing, so this is also going to be on the things I love about the truck, but it's also one of the things I hate about the truck, is going to be the exhaust. Why is the exhaust so wimpy when it could be so loud? There's a video coming out very soon, and you guys will definitely see what I'm talking about. The muffler and resonator really hold back the sound of this V8. Without them, this thing roars. I don't like straight piping. I'm not into that type of culture. I'm looking at a Borla exhaust right now, the Borla Attack, and that will definitely ramp things up for me. But from the factory, especially in the world of like dying V8s, you think Ford would kind of beef up the sound of their V8 truck to keep people wanting to buy them. Ford already got rid of their diesel. I understand why they did that. And they're just moving towards these turbos and these V6 and 4-cylinder turbos. I get it, but come on, give us V8 guys something here. Now, I actually had a video about this fairly recently on the channel, and you can go check out that video. But something I really dislike about this truck is the learning period for the transmission. It's something new that Ford Motor Company and GM have in their vehicles. I'm not sure about the other brands. They might have it. I don't think so though. And it's where the truck kind of goes through this awkward stage of random skip shifts and downshifts and kind of fighting the driver while trying to predict what the driver's driving habits are. It's very frustrating. From what I hear, it doesn't go away until 5,000 miles. You can go to the dealership and get it kind of taken off, but it doesn't go away until 5,000 miles. I'm just going to write it out, if nothing else, for the sake of you guys and letting you know when it actually changed. But that learning period is very frustrating, and I feel like it fights the driver very often. It's not necessarily something I want. These trucks have a lot of electronics on the inside. Electronics are kind of taking over all vehicles. So with that, it's a little bit scary that you're kind of just at the beck and whim of these electronics. I don't think it's too advanced for the drivers yet, but it is something that is, I don't know, an uncomfortable period. You don't want uncomfortable buying periods through getting a $60,000 truck, or even a $40,000 truck, or even a $35,000 car. When you spend a lot of money on something, you don't want to have to go through an awkward phase. I get why it's here. Supposedly, as soon as it gets to the end, it's like butter, and I've had multiple people comment that. I believe you. That's what the forums say as well. Now, again, this is actually another thing I've talked about in the past, but it is how gosh darn loud the cooling seats are. It's part of the AC system now, so it's working off fans and different motors to push the air up and under you. Don't get me wrong, they work really well. They work a lot better than the previous gen, and the previous gen also worked well. Like I said in the past, this isn't something that's going to affect everybody. If you put the music on, you're not going to really hear them. If you're having a conversation, you're not going to really notice it. But I film in the truck, and while filming in the truck, it's just constantly something like I have to make sure it's off, or else you're going to hear like a hum in the background the whole time. Still something tedious, still something that I hate about this truck. Something that I despise about this truck, and I get it, it's part of every truck, every brand, everywhere. It's going to be the stock ride height of the vehicle. I hate the rake, and I can fix the rake for the time being by buying like a $90 puck and shoving it up under there. It's going to fix that ride height. I just feel like, again, if you get an FX4 package, it shouldn't be there. A FX4 should come with like a 1-inch lift, if anything. In this truck, I feel very cautious of everything. And maybe it's because of those giant rims, or maybe it's because of those kind of small tires. I'm not really sure, but the ride height doesn't help. It doesn't look all that great either. If I wasn't gonna heavily modify this truck, it is basically the first thing I would recommend anybody do is go and get that fixed, because it changes the entire look of the vehicle, and that's important. Something else that I hate about my truck, and this is just in my personal experience because of how the ordering system went down, my salesman didn't let me know that blackout packages were available, and they just transcribed everything over to a 2022 order. And actually, I'm pretty sure blackout packages weren't even available until the second wave of orders. I'm not 100% sure about that. If you know, let me know in the comments down below. There's no blackout package on this truck, and that's definitely something I would have went with over the sport package. I think blackout packages are really nice. Every brand offers them. They weren't on the 21, so 21 F-150s didn't get that option either. It's now available, so if you're gonna order a 2023 F-150, you're able to order it with a blackout package, but unfortunately, I didn't get that. Now it is time for the number one thing I hate about this truck. Hate is not a strong enough word. The amount of dislike for this thing is unmeasurable. Put it down below what you think I'm gonna say for the number one thing I hate about this truck. But you probably guessed it right. It's gonna be the cylinder deactivation. I hate this feature. It constantly fights the driver. It doesn't help you save any gas whatsoever. It's the definition of a virtue signal within technology. It doesn't help you. It's completely counterintuitive. It hurts the vehicle in the long run. This truck deactivating to 4 cylinders to run, there's no way that's good for the vehicle whatsoever. And then you're stuck in this catch-22 where it's like, do I want to put this in sport mode all the time? But then I don't really feel like it's good to keep it in sport mode all the time where it's constantly holding gears. Cylinder deactivation is horrible. It's shitty. It's crappy. It's I can't say enough bad things about it. It's really not good for these trucks. It's really not good for the longevity of these trucks. It really holds back on the driving experience with these vehicles. I'm getting rid of it with a Whipple. The Whipple tune that comes with the 3-liter Whipple supercharger gets rid of it, thank God. You can also get a tune from Liver Noise that will also get rid of it. And supposedly it does a couple of other things that also makes your driving experience in your 2021 or 2022 F-150 better and more pleasurable. Those are options out there for you guys to get rid of it. I highly recommend choosing one of those things. The tune from Liver Noise, I want to say it's like $800. It gives you like 40 extra horsepower. Screw the horsepower, I don't even really care about that, but just to shut off cylinder deactivation by itself is awesome. I know there's other things out there like forescan that you could use on this truck. Forescan, besides the fact that it sounds like foreskin, is kind of a sketchy territory because I don't want to screw something up. I'm not a software engineer. I don't know enough about it. I'll just pay for a tune and put the tune in, or I'll just pay somebody to put the tune in. If you're confident doing that, more than welcome. You can go use forescan. It will help you out. But that is the number one thing I hate about this truck. It is a horrible thing. If you have it on your F-150, let me know how much you hate it down below, and let's all talk about it together. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it this far in the video, hey, consider subscribing. If this isn't your first time to the channel, also consider subscribing. I have over 7,000 returning viewers on my channel. Those are just people who aren't hitting that subscribe button. So if you are one of those people, just hit that subscribe button. It will really help me out. Again, that is going to be it for today. Make sure you check out the 10 things I love video. They're gonna go hand in hand. I'm gonna be wearing the same clothes. So whichever one you watch first, you want the good news or bad news first, I understand. But go check out that one because this truck is definitely not all bad. It's actually pretty awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.